Hi, good afternoon. This video documentation is with regards to the inner taillight issue that you're experiencing currently on the BMW X5. And so basically, I know it's my understanding currently that I believe it's the right side that you're getting a second stage brake light error message. And so what that means, I'm going to go into a bit more detail about that with you, is pretty much that's referring to this bulb here on the inner taillight. And basically, this bulb is going to be your second stage brake light, which, to clarify a little bit on that, anytime that you're doing like panic braking or very hard braking, what's going to happen is this bulb in here is going to light up, and it's going to be extra lights in the back, so people know that it's meant to be understood that you're braking really hard in that case. And so in normal operation, even if you're getting an error message for that, you're obviously not going to be able to see it on the back because you're pressing normally on the brakes, and even parking lights should be all working normally. Now, the concern here is pretty much with this bulb right here. Now, this is actually going to be the first reported case that we've had of any kind of second stage brake light issues on the E70. So this is a bit of a new uncharted territory right here, but we'll be glad to help out. Now, what that boils down to a lot of times is that basically the computer's telling you that for whatever reason there's a point in here where there's not enough contact being made. And so in this case it could come in a couple points right here. I'm going to go ahead and depress this bulb and kind of reach it out right here. So a couple of the main things that we're going to focus on is going to be the contact points on the bulb right here, which this bulb you can tell is very clean. Obviously this will be contact points, the base of the bulb, and then also the bottom right here. None of those are showing signs of like rust or anything like that, or any kind of buildup that would cause those contact points not to be able to make proper contact. Now, as far as the light itself, the contact points is obviously going to be this area around here, this whole section, the metal kind of extending down into here, and also this contact point at the bottom right here. I'm not sure if that's catching that clearly, but that contact point at the bottom is also going to be very critical. Now, on both of the contact points on both the bulb and the taillight, you're going to want to make sure that you're not seeing any kind of corrosion or buildup or anything like that, because that right off the bat will set off the error message in some cases. Being that BMW is a bit picky in terms of like the contact points and stuff like that, so the computer will want to catch very small things like that. Now, if we move past that and everything looks good, the next point we're going to want to consider is going to be this contact point down here. Now, as you can see, it's set in there pretty far down, so in some cases, it can actually be set down a little too much where it's not pushing up enough against the bulb. So you'll have a situation where like the contact point would be like that and the bulb would be here. And so obviously there's no contact there, and that would also set off a code. Now what you can do to eliminate that will actually be to grab a small tool, or even with your finger, you can kind of push this contact point upwards like that so it creates better contact with the bulb. Now, I'm sure you could see that right here, but you're going to want to just go ahead and keep pushing that till it's set a bit further in position right there. Now, as you do that, obviously it's going to create better contact with the bulb. So if that ends up being the case, and you do see it's a little bit more set back there, that should kind of resolve any contact issues with that. So in order to give that a try, what you'd go ahead and do is just kind of stick your bulb back in there, lock it in place, and then just go ahead and connect this back to the vehicle and turn it on. And if that did the trick right there, the error message should be gone. You shouldn't see anything else moving forward. If you do still see an error message beyond that, the next point of consideration might even be the bulb itself. In some rare instances, we have seen certain BMWs are fairly particular in terms of the bulbs that they use. And so in that case, the resolution there would be we would remove this bulb right here. And it is my understanding that the factory bulb for the second stage brake light on your OEM taillights should be the same size. So what you would do is you would go ahead and grab the factory one and put it in place right here onto the new depot taillights. And again, you'd want to make sure the contact points all the way up. There's no kind of corrosion on either the OEM bulb or the new depot piece. Go ahead and reinsert that and lock it in place. And that should resolve the issue right there. Now, again, this is all touching on the main points for this. So if you do kind of follow through with all these steps and there's certain portions you're unclear about, or for any reason that there's an error message that still persists, at that point do let us know, And also do, if you'd be so kind as just to provide a video just showing us like, hey, look, I did all these steps, I did this, I did that, and the error message is still there. In that case, we'd be able to work with you and you know, get your replacement or get this resolved under warranty, you know, if that is the case. But to be honest, those 3 points that I mentioned right there, checking the contact points, checking you know, for corrosion, checking to make sure that the contact point is all the way inserted upward, and then using the OEM bulb, those 3 should cover virtually all cases right there. So this will pretty much resolve the issue right here. But again, as mentioned, we are here to help with any kind of continuing issues or any questions or concerns that you may have. So this concludes the video documentation. Thank you very much for your time.